Assalamu alaikum. Today we are just discussing the heat stroke and its consequences. Basically, it is heat and health are the effect of high temperature on the human health. So today I was called by a very important channel of the Sindh province and Pakistan, Mehran TV, and the anchor asked many questions about the heat stroke and its consequences. So I replied them with simple and Sindhi language that the heat stroke is not a problem of few weeks or few months or few years, but as the climate change is occurring, so it will continue in the entire 21st century. So that was very important information, and as per the WHO data, almost 500,000 heat-related deaths are occurring every year. And wherever there is a heat wave, the excessive deaths of thousands are reported, including in the Europe, in which 2010, a heat wave of a long duration, almost of the 40 days, is reported and documented by the digital media, and even in 2022 as well as in 2003, Europe has been affected with the heat waves, and you know that the colder areas are normally usually not immune or not resistant to the heat stress and heat problems. So let us let I should give you a brief account before I can display my presentation that the simple prevention as well as the understanding or the awareness of the heat stroke as well as the multiple problems related to the heat and its consequences. It starts from stress, then it's heat cramps, syncope, and then we have a kind of heat anxiety, or we call it eco anxiety, and ultimately there is an emergency like situation, we call it heat stroke, when your heat regulating mechanism in the brain is not functioning and the perspiration from the body, which is a heat regulating mechanism, is not working. Your body is red hot and temperature is above 104, 103, and you have dizziness, vertigo, as well as you can have epistaxis, vomiting, and even you can become, you can fall on the earth and you can become unconscious. So this is a high emergency, and I suggested that the hospital side is not ready, and even our training of our doctors is not as per curriculum more about the environmental climatic changes and the heat stroke. And we have very little even questions on heat related in our examination system. So the doctors are just having the above average or average knowledge, and there is no exact available research, local research as well as international research, in which we can understand the changes in the heat stroke and disease pattern as well as the mortality and morbidity. So I suggested that hospitals should not have the heat stroke centers, but even the entire hospital should have a large cooling system so that the patients who are normal, they should not suffer from the heat stroke, and even the attendants, they can be comfortable. And while moving to the heat stroke centers, if the corridors and the entire hospital is having a efficient cooling system, then even the survival of the patient will also be uh, more and more with every such kind of facility. Then we have rescue and a very well-trained heat stroke team in every hospital, in which professors, assistant professors, associate professors, they should also be available. It is not the medical officer that will deal it or the paramedics, but it is a high emergency. And even when the districts and the areas are under the heat wave, I think the government should declare the heat emergency and all the mobile clinics, water, cool water points, as well as cooling system, resting places, and emergency ambulance services should also be available. Those poor people who are daily wagers during the heat waves, I think there should be a program in which they can be provided cool water, as well as if they are daily wagers, some kind of state support should also be available there and then, so that they should not be unemployed and they should not die or suffer from the heat stroke. Then we have children, the schools in the homes, they may be protected, and the umbrella use is one of the important technology or step can reduce the radiation direct hitting of the sun rays to the brain as well as the body. And this will also give a very beautiful look while you can have umbrella and you are moving in the streets, schools. It gives a very flowery and a very pleasant look. So that can also be adopted at a large scale and government can provide or subsidize. Then we have ventilation system and modern electricity load shedding, as well as the uh, going off and on, the breakdown of the electricity should be avoided. I think all the departments, they should understand that they are not in a normal day. So I think the WAPTA and other agencies should also be on the high alert, and alternative mechanism to the generator and the solar system should also be in place. In the houses who are rich or they have facility of the solar system, its fitting as well as its usage should be by the trained people, and the equipment as well as the rooftop should be safe. Then we have a certain chronic diseases like kidney patients, heart diseases, and we have respiratory diseases, and sometimes we have cancers and other diseases. So such patients during the heat stroke should be shifted to the cooler places if they are admitted or even they are at the home. And early morning walk, if that is necessary, that can be continued, but no walk during the evening time. And if the temperature is quite better, then they can walk after near the sunset. So this can be one of the area. Normally, we have in Hyderabad and in Sindh and Pakistan a very great river system and irrigation system. So many people, they want to cool while they want to go to the canals and rivers, and they start washing their bodies, they start swimming, and ultimately we have casualties as well as the children who are enjoying this kind of activity. They suffer, and this is a very high emergency. So protection on the canals as well as the rivers, particularly the Sakar barrage as well as the Kotri barrage. We have a lot of such cases even in the Pleli rivers of the Hyderabad. After this, we have females who are involved in the cooking or household chores. So they should have a special kind of rest time, as well as they can have a cooking schedule suitable so that they should not suffer from the heat waves or the smoking and other smokes and other aspects. Then the structure of the houses and city planning should be smart enough green spaces as well as the recreation spaces, particularly the showers, fountains should be everywhere so that they can give a lot of cooling air as well as environmental positive effect. And the fountains and the, we call it chadkar or showers on the roads or water pouring on the roads as well as the hospitals, that it should be practiced, I think, religiously, and during the heat waves, I think this mechanism should be in place. With this, I think I am just moving towards my presentation, and that will be very fast so that you can understand and the students can understand that how the heat stroke can be managed, what is the first aid, what is the wave, and what are preventive measures. So let us move if my cameraman. So this is uh, my presentation, and you can see that. So, okay. So, so you can see that the definition of the heat wave is prolonged period of excessive hot weather lasting 3 or more days, and temperature threshold is 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32, significantly higher than the regional average. Danger factor most dangerous when combined with high humidity and increases the heat index. Uh, These are in a few definitions of global warming. Earth's average temperature is rising due to human activities, burn fossil fuel, deforestation, industrial emission, key effects, more frequent and intense heat wave, rising sea level, and then you can see the health effects of high temperature, heat exhaustion, sweetness, weakness, cold and clammy skin, heat stroke, body temperature more than 103 degree Fahrenheit, dehydration, excessive fluid loss, dry mouth, cardiovascular stress, respiratory problem, chronic condition like kidney diseases, pregnancy, and some other things. So this is another area in which the key symptoms of the heat stroke are dizziness, confusion, heat and dry skin, nausea, rapid pulse, and unconsciousness. And you can see the picture that how these symptoms are depicted, and some people are even have high risk, elderly, children, outdoor workers, and ill people. This is heat stroke prevention. Stay hydrated, avoid peak sun hours 10 to 4 p.m. Wear appropriate clothing, light colored. Use air conditioning. Stay in cool air conditioning environment. Rural area, the tree shades can be useful. Take cool showers. Limit strenuous, strenuous activity, and check on vulnerable people if they need your help. And coming to the last few slides, these are the global deaths. You can see that annual global deaths are almost 500,000. Asia 45% and Europe 36%. The mortality health-related risk by 1.1% on heart days globally. So you can see that the picture shows that how the world is suffering from these problems. So these are the first eight. You can see that heat wave 2000 2015, in Pakistan and India, 3,500 people died. In Karachi, 10 deaths were reported. In India, 37 massive exposure, hundreds of millions exposed to dangerous heat wave. This is another picture which shows that how heat and showering and safe showers can be applied. And from the picture, you can see that children can also be safe. So such kind of facilities be available. And in 2015, 1,200 plus people died in Karachi, and it was a high emergency, and that can be repeated because after 10 years the heat is increasing. Then we have uh, uh, 2018, 2026. This year we have 10 deaths. Karachi, high vulnerability, urban heat island effect, power outage, worsen crisis. So these are the few key messages that take action now. Heat waves are increasing due to global warming. Prevention saves lives. Take action early. Protect vulnerable population, elderly children, chronically ill patients. Support climate action to reduce future risk. Your action, share information, stay hydrated, check on others, prepare plants. Even ORS in certain situation will reduce the dehydration as well as it will provide the necessary minerals. Together, we can prevent heat-related deaths. You can see that the showering and pouring water as well as watering the hospital roads, washing the floors, as well as the planting the fountains, planting the trees. But don't forget that the birds are also affected, animals are all affected. So all these facilities, drinking water, washing facilities should also be available for the birds, and even the plantation and green cover can save many lives. So with this, I think I am ending my presentation. I hope you have liked it. I am thankful that the Mehran TV called me, and that was in our local language, Sindhi. The people of Sindh, who are more than 4 crore people, I think they understand this language. But I have made this in English to have academic as well as international understanding. So with this, I think we are again completing our video. So thank you very much. And with this, I am ending the yes, end the meeting. Thank you.